and welcome. I am Civilian and this is Sunless Sea and we are back. We've got another run. We're on our fourth run. This is the fourth member of our legacy. They have all been rivals because... So the first run went really well and then since then I've just been dying very, very fast. I don't know if I just got lucky on the first one. I don't know if I've just been stupid on this one or on subsequent ones anyway. I'm playing all of these in one go. So if I'm just in a bit of a reckless mood, then that's going to be affecting all of them. So in order to have this new character save, I did quickly undock and then redock and rush through the early stuff. So we are currently trying to, well, we want to find our father's bones, but we need to get Mutasalt from the north, which is fortunately quite a straightforward thing for us to do, at least I think it should be. We're going to quickly read the morning papers and go back to the rest of the city, and then I would quite like to carouse, but we don't have a free evening. We could hire more crew, and to be honest, I think it's worth us doing that to cap out our crew. And we will offer passage to a tomb colonist to take them north. And I think that's kind of it, to be honest. Yeah, let's go. We're gonna go north. And, oh, and we picked up, someone wanted to come aboard. It was some student that wanted to go to Hunter's Keep, so I thought... well, that's very easy. A university student that wants to go to Hunter's Keep. And if this will tell us anything more about Hunter's Keep, then I am very, very much on board. Oh, and I just feel a little bit slower. That officer that makes you go faster must make a difference because it just feels a bit slower without. We'll speak to Longshanks, who I believe wants to go, yes, to Khan's Shadow. Yeah. We're not going to go off the map to the north this time. We did that last time. It gave us some interesting things, some sort of plot hooks that I would like to follow up on, but I might just try going to the gate proper rather than sailing off the map and then getting teleported, because that was confusing and traumatic. So instead we're going to try, because I think it was like out in the darkness, I think it was like here-ish. So if we sail along the top, we'll probably find the gate if we want to get anything from there. I think the box could be good. We will recon the island, we will walk in the gardens, and we will present ourselves at the house. And we will have lunch with Phoebe, who is our favourite, for reasons. I don't really know why I always pick Phoebe, I just kind of decided she was the best. But we're gonna get news, very far off someone screams, and then we will talk to Phoebe again. And now we have plenty of things, and we shall go north. Oh wait, weren't we supposed to... Wasn't I supposed to drop off a person? Hold on. I forgot to sell this gun again as well. Let's see. Invictus token. Thanks, game. I didn't even realize I was in Invictus mode, but I'm okay with that. Journal. Yeah, so someone came aboard, and then... a request for passage. We welcomed a person aboard who was bound for Hunter's Keep. So... not sure what the point, like, we've been to Hunter's Keep. It is rare something so awful. What, did I miss something? Okay, we're leaving. We'll come back. We'll stop by on the way back. Because I picked someone up and I just saw, like, wants to go to Hunter's Keep, and I was like, oh yeah, that's fine, we'll do that. Didn't really think about it too much, but I didn't see any events there. Maybe I accidentally skimmed through it. Don't know. Don't really know. Regardless, we'll plow onwards. T-Villain, who is... I'd like to think that all of these people are neatly divided into two sets. Like half the villain family is pitted against the other half. So we had, on one side, we had C villain, and then we had our former Y villain, the last one. And on this side is T villain, who, you know, enemy is my friend, must be on the same side as Z villain, which I think is still my favorite name. I might have to make another one of them. Z the second villain, something like that. Cool. We've got fragments. Ah, good. Something's ticked. St. Erasmus dancing. I'm not going to question that. I'm not going to go near these bats. Could fight the bats, but I'm just going to tuck into the dock. And let's see. Yeah, we'll help out the immigrant. We'll be shady. We'll get the money. Gain the veils. That's not bad. That's worth it. Assisting a criminal. Let's get the gossip, and we shall visit the first curator and get that Neathbow thing. Again. Yes. Thirst for colours, because we found some of the colours. I mean, I don't think it counted as, like, finding them. Sorry, we don't have any space. Bye. Cool. So, we shall go onwards and northwards. Do we have tomb colonists? No. We do not have tomb colonists. We are bound for further north, and so we embark. And we might have to fight these bats. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to fight these bats. No, they've pissed off. We're good. Why are we going so slow? Oh no, there's different bats. We are going to have to fight the bats. I'm ready. I'm ready for fighting the bats. Okay, let's wheel ourselves around. Boom, and try and figure out where the thing is. Aha, I am pointing at the bats. I am definitely not pointing at the bats. Kill the bats. It's kind of hard because you can't figure out where the middle is. We'll go ahead and get the supplies. It only costs 1 terra. That's quite worth it to me. What is not worth it is the hull damage, but you know, that's happened now, and I think we need to accept that. We'll keep on keeping on to the north. Actually, we're gonna put our lights on because it's all a little bit terrifying at the moment, and I know it burns through our fuel quite fast, but I think it'll be fine. Boreal Reach, and there is one of these things that I've still not fought because they scare me, because I don't know, that's got a lot of hit points for starters. It seems kind of slow, but it also seems kind of scary, and I don't know what it's gonna... Oh, it's not as slow as it seems. So we can pretty easily outmaneuver it, I reckon, if we're just fleeing for our lives, which is what we are doing, so that works out well. We've also discovered a secret. The only officer we have at the moment is Longshank's gunner, so we could conceivably try and like save our secrets for when we have certain officers with the right things that we want to improve, but to be honest, am I gonna do that? No, I think that would be a waste. I think we need to focus on our short-term survival, quite frankly. Let's gather some intelligence. We can explore the town. Why not? We'll do this again. We will approach, and then we shall... excuse me one moment. Can I just talk to my officer? I just wouldn't mind getting some more iron. Okay, well, we're fighting it. And we lost the crew, but we got... Oh no, did we win? I just assumed we'd lost, but I guess we didn't. So that's even better. Now, what were we doing in Wither? Shops. We need Mute Assault. I don't actually have Z stories. I should have got Z stories before I came here. Hold on. How much do I need? Because I could go get a Z story and then come back. Let's see. What is next in the quest for my father's bones? I don't know. Bring Mute Assault. It doesn't say how much, so maybe I just need 1. Which means I need a Z story. I would like some more iron, please. Thank you. I need a Z story. I might try heading to whatever's to the east, which I think was like that weird colony of people that didn't speak. We'll check that out, see if we can get a Z story. If we don't, then we'll just head back south and accept it and move on with our lives. Yeah, this place with the people. The place with the people and the weirdness. We'll do that. Codex. Yeah, Codex. So yeah, we'll just take a little bit of a look around, push the boundaries of the places that we've been just a little bit, but not too much. Actually, we've got a hull space. Let's cut straight south and come back via the Salt Lions and get some money. That'll be good. Port report. Yeah. What is the other thing? Acquire a doomed monster hunter with a searing enigma. I know how to get a searing enigma. We should do that. We should go get a searing enigma and come back. I probably won't remember to. It was quite an elaborate process, but you know, it might happen. We can believe in ourselves. Yeah, we're going to cut straight south, maybe like slightly that way, so that we can scoot past the Salt Lands and pick up some stone. Yeah, that's the place. I'm very confused. I like can't stop playing this game. I'm playing this whole thing. Like the first episode's just been uploaded and I'm very scared of having things spoiled. I wanna learn through discovery. So I'm kind of like, ooh, cram in as much recordings as possible before someone inevitably spoils something in the comments. But you know, I think that'll be a different stage of gameplay. The one where I've like, you know, started looking at stuff on the internet, looking stuff up. That'll be like a different phase of this game. That'll probably happen eventually. But, you know, I'd rather not have it happen now. I'd also rather not have to fight these. Ah, there's that Veil score coming in. I quite like having high Veils. Yeah, I think we might stick with that as like our starting build. I'll try and play with it. Getting high pages sounds like a good thing. Increases the speed at which you convert fragments to secrets. I assume that means we need fewer fragments per secret. That may not be the case, but that's what I'm assuming, so it might as well be the case, mightn't it? We'll keep cutting south. Don't want to fight these things. Especially not that big crab. I think I got murdered by a big crab before. Or nearly murdered. I think I got nearly murdered by a big crab before. So I don't want to have to deal with that right now. Because it's scary. And it's a big crab. I don't want to fight it. Okay. We've still got fuel. We've definitely got fuel to go back. Oh, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm a rock. I'm a wave floating on the ocean. There's nothing here. Cool. Something awaits us in port, yes. So yeah, I assume that's not an actual speed thing. I assume it's like the number of fragments that you need. I don't know though. But yeah, I quite like having Veils because fighting enemies is generally a net loss in resources. I mean, if I had a better ship, it would probably not be. If I could soak more damage, it would probably not be. But as things stand, it is. So let's turn our lights on because we are... nah. What is this stuff? We've got mystery rocks. Let's just go right in the middle, see what happens. What's up? Rocks. This is a sigil. It's a maze. How do we get to the middle? We go around this way. I've solved the maze. The maze. That is a scary shark. By which I mean it's a shark, but sharks are inherently scary. And there's some kind of spooky... I was about to say a spooky ghost ship, but no, it was just a crab. We're gonna move vaguely... Ow. Why? No. Bad crab. Bad crab. Bad crab. We're gonna flee this way. We're gonna go next to the island and hope that it gets like stuck a little bit on the island, like it doesn't want to charge into an island. Pigmote Island, save me. Save me, there's a crab. It's a big crab. There's a ship here. A crashed ship. The Labyrinth of Eels. Well, maybe the salt lions are in a different place this time. We're gonna hope that it's all clear. And we're gonna tuck the officers away, all cozy. We don't need them. And we have made it to Pigmote Isle. Kinda wanted to go to the salt lions. Lonely desert beach. There's no habitation in sight, no markets, only an old rotting dock. So if I go to shops, there's nothing there, I guess. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth from which sprout stunted palms? Not quite. Tall fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Let's disembark and see what awaits us. War? As you step onto the quay, you hear clamour, shouts and shooting. You can see, off in the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. The tale of the following is an extract from the popular Diary of a Sea Captain, from London to Irem and what we did there before we arrived, washed ashore on Mutton Island and subsequently serialised in the Unexpected Gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. The tale of Pigmote Isle, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Chapter 1. The Delegation. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Rattus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right was an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and a breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. "Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, Second Chief Engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The rat stepped back. At precisely the same moment, with what appeared to be the ease of a long habit, the guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. "Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Caviar. I am Lady Augusta de Vreux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, Seneschal to our King Gracenor, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. I spoke to the chief engineer. His eyes had a wave-cold glint to them, and he wore his scars like jewels. A rat in the making. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. "We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London, its cats and snuffers, its rat-skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat." The chief engineer nodded towards the distant hill. "One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Cavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them?" I spoke to the seneschal. The seneschal cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess's own before speaking. "Gracenor the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months has sojourned on the sea, conquered this land and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glories and their fall, when Our Lady's eye be restored to our hall." The seneschal composed herself, then added, "We saw truth and beauty by the light of Our Lady's eye on Mount Caveat, but the rats with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us?" I had heard more than enough, and I was ready to make my choice. I'm not even going to try and broker a peace. We're going to side with the chief engineer. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The seneschal hissed and chattered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distance. "You've made the right choice," said the chief engineer. "Let me show you around." The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we came upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I had encountered in London flats. Perhaps only 50 Rattus Faber, all together, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. The first thing I noticed was a brilliant light beaming out from a stump of chicken wood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow, and it was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waters. Further inland was a barracks where a sergeant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. "Welcome to Marinia," said the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. "It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the Cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the war council." With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. So, let's just go down in order. We'll visit the barracks. I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chicken wood jerky to gnaw on. "There's more of us below ground," she explained, "but not enough. The Cavies are bigger and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but we haven't got the stuff to make 'em with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but the food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish, and we nibble the chicken woods, but we can't make guns out of trees. The Cavies come with their own steamer and seem to have endless supplies. We raid 'em sometimes, but there's so few of us that we can never hold on to territory gained for long. But that's of no consequence. All that we want is to be left in peace to build our republic. And the Rat Star, she added thoughtfully after a moment. Of course. We want that too. Let's take a closer look at the Rat Star. Brilliant, blue as a sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. It's not a star, of course, not really, but try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale, but just look at it. Look! She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was saying. It was Scintillack, but unlike any I'd seen before. Blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its colour was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her the goggles back. Those of us who've been to the Cavi side of the island and lived to tell of it say that there's plenty of glow there, plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island's centre, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling up all the walls of it, but nothing that glows save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. I headed down to the beach. An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy. Chickenwood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things, blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle, but the fishing would never be so good without the Rat Star. He beamed. I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. I finished my exploration and the bells of the War Council rang. I was summoned. The chief engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapon experts, strategists, and field commanders. So you're going to help us beat the Cavies, he said, a hard edge to his voice. But how exactly? Let's offer our strategic assistance. We're going to engineer a distraction that the LBs could use to plunder the Cavi ship and turn the tide in their favour. We failed. We pretended to take a rat hostage, approached the Cavies with it as a gift, demanding an audience, and it just went badly. Okay, yeah, that went badly. I'm not going to read all that. But we're going to try again with the strategic assistance. And succeed! Yeah! Oh, we've got a Scintillack. Cool. Let's see. The House of Cavi had fallen. We were triumphant. All that remained were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Then, we could invite one of the Rattus Faber to join us, or intercede on behalf of the Cavies. Let's ask one of the Rattus Faber to join us. And let's see. Yeah. We've got the albino rat we saw mending nets. We're going to intercede on the behalf of the Cavies. We're going to forge peace between the rats and the Cavies. Sort of. It's a very late peace. Cute. And the wide dark Z beckoned. A new nation had been founded. Hail. Let's see. If we raise their civilization, then we get better prices. We don't have any chance of stealing the Rat Star, really. It's probably not worth the risk. If we help them resolve a dilemma, we don't have something awaits us, but how much does it cost to repair our ship? It's more expensive than getting it done back, but actually I'm going to repair it because it's quite nice to be able to repair it away from home. Because we're not going straight back to London, we're going to go to the Salt Lions first. So, which should be here-ish. So we're going to head to the Salt Lions before we head back. So it's worth the extra 35 that it costs to repair it out here. And yeah, well, that's been resolved. Okay. Oh, let's look at officers then. So have we got an officer now? We have! Oh, we've got a mascot. Cool. Welcome, new mascot. Anything's better than that goddamn bloody... What even was it? It was like a sad ferret or something. Comatose ferret. Anything's better than the bloody ferret. Let's be real. Can I, like, speak? Oh, no, I can unassign. Do we have any secrets? No. I never notice when we have secrets or not. Moody's Light. There is not a thing here. What did I do? I accidentally paused it. Okay, I've never done that before, so I was quite scared. Moody's Light. Yeah, so we have. I feel like we should have found by this point. I mean, we've still got the supplies to range a little further, so let's head a little bit further east. We've never really been east in this game, so that's definitely worth a little bit of a look. A little bit of an explore. We found something here. Again, not what we were trying to find. I was just looking to carry back from the salt lines. Oh, Iron and Misery Cove funging station. Ah, where was this before when I needed to know where it was? Well, it was here. That's where it was. Or not here, because I'm pretty sure this is partial randomization at work. So, Iron and Misery Company funging station. I&M has a fungal operation here, felling giant Boligus mushrooms for building materials, harvesting Kirali for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Ah, I think I've been here before, maybe. Let's get a port report, and we'll have tea with the factor, and he will tell us about an exceptionally fine restaurant in Venderbite, and we could try and gather supplies. Yeah, let's do it, and be unlucky. And not gather. Let's try again. We've gained our supplies and some terror. Let's keep going. No, let's stop. We've got a lot of terror now. Cool. I guess we're just gonna head back. I might go a bit north. I was going to try and go home via the salt lines, but I really don't feel like that's happening actually at the moment. So I guess we won't. On the plus side, we have got the fuel and the food to stay out here for a little bit longer, especially with those supplies that we just gathered. So it might be worth, there's something here. So yeah, it might be worth us staying out a little bit longer, having a little bit more of just a scout around. That's a big crab, so we're going to go this way, away from the big crab. I think things are less likely to spot us when we don't have our lights on, but we are more likely to be terrified without our lights on. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. What is this? This is a weird looking thing here. Let's go over. This is the opposite direction to London. But to be fair, we're in pretty good shape. I don't see the need for us to rush back, particularly at the moment. There's a little ship over there. Bonnie Reefs. Okay, we're going to swerve. We're going to swerve because I don't know what's going on there, but I'm not sure entirely that I want part of it. And there are no islands within the Zebats range, so we'll head just this way, out into the nothingness, and we'll hope that we hit something that we want to hit. Up here? Got a weird little arrangement. No islands. Not even a little island. The Corsair's Forest. Guider's Morn is some distance to the north. Cool, let's go check out Guider's Morn. The problem is, I've just played the last, 3 runs, all in a row. And so I can't remember what things we're doing this time, what things were happening last time. We need to get Mutasalt, which means we need Z-Stories, which we do not currently have. That's a big ship that I don't want to fight. So, let's go to Guider's Morn, and then let's head back. I know I keep saying I'm going to head back and then not heading back, but I actually totally mean it this time. I promise. I promise. I promise. I don't promise. Let's go. And we will bumble our way around Guider's Morn. And then we'll head back to London. And then I think we might make a trip to the north, assuming we can get the Z-story that we need. And I think we can. It's quite trivial to get Z-stories if we just pop back and forth, get recent news, take it to the ship. That by the ship, I mean a specific ship, a little ship. We will gather intelligence. We will fail, but still get a report, but lose the crew. Overhear some rumors. Cool. We beat the pirate poet previously. We will explore the Morn. Let's side with the Chelonians and lose another crew and fail. We just fail in everything that we try to do. Right. Another afternoon at the Arrant Limpet. Terror has not changed because it's higher than 50. Please. Okay. We're leaving. We will head west. I had to point and figure that out there for a minute. We're going to head west and we will go back. We're going to leave our lights on because our terror is getting high. And I don't like being terrified. Can I turn it off? No, I can't turn it off. Well, I can. I am capable of turning it off, but I do not wish to turn it off. Now, head this way. We can pass in the light. Turn our lights off very, very briefly there. And we'll head east, we'll uncover a little bit more, and then we will head back. It's a shame we couldn't find the salt lions, because they have been so convenient in previous runs, because they are just such a good source of money. What else do we have? I think we've got in our hold, we've got some good stuff. We've got the harlot fry, the harlot fry, which we can sell. We've got the scintillac and some parabola linen. All of that sells quite nicely. So yeah, since we don't have another specific use for that stuff, we might as well sell it. We've only got finite hold space, so it's not really worth holding on to that stuff forever on the off chance that it'll be useful. I shouldn't think. So yeah, there's some kind of weird thing. Oh, jellyfish. 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 Please leave me alone. Oh, we're close to the salt lions. Oh, that would just make this trip so perfect if we could find the salt lions. That would just tick all of our boxes. Maybe the salt lions are where they've always been and we've just missed them. Maybe I just don't understand where the salt lions are. Where's that? What is this? What is that? That's a ship. That's a ship. That's a pirate frigate. Cool, let's fight. Slow down. Classic strategy. Face me. Boom. We're just going to stay still. We're conserving fuel. We're being very efficient. We're just going to stand and fight. Fight me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to win. Not entirely sure, but like partially sure. Let's see. We'll just keep them in our beams. Yeah. This is going pretty well, actually. Phew. Very nice. Beautiful. Easy. Elegant. Classic. All of those words at once. Loot and scuttle her, and we will get a stout crate with 5 supplies. Very nice. We're doing very well on supplies this game, which is quite unusual, frankly. Not sure we'll actually have enough space, though. How's our hold doing? Yeah, we're at 35 out of 40, which is far too much. Can I drop it? We're going to have to chuck some stuff overboard, I think. Which is unfortunate, especially because we're going to have to chuck supplies and things overboard. Maybe we can sell them? Maybe we can sell supplies here? Don't really know. Shops. No, we can't. Of course we can't. Yeah, I don't have 20 units of space. We will make a port report. We will visit the unmakers. Now, what do we have in our hold? Our cargo is at 35, which is a touch high. In order to make space, we would have to throw away a lot of our supplies and fuel. So I think we're going to go ahead. We've visited the salt lions. We know where they are now. We're not actually going to take any of the things from them this time. We will in the future, of course, but just not today. And I'll tell you what, this, as we drift back towards London, is where we're going to end it for this episode. I have been Civilian. This has been Sunless Sea. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.